Hi, my name is Fraser Mitchell. My presentation is about dogs and how certain factors can affect their behaviour. I found it quite easy when thinking of a topic, as I am very passionate about dogs and intrigued by their different characteristics of the various breeds. My family and I are very lucky to own two dogs. They are miniature wirehead dachshunds, Lily aged 7 and Frank aged 4. Through the research project, I wanted to gain a better understanding of the things that can affect my dog's behaviour, not only because I'm interested in the topic, but also in order to be a more responsible pet owner. I started researching this subject by walking my dogs in Bushy Park and observing dogs of all breeds interacting with each other and their owners. I read various books and magazines on dog training, alongside watching DVDs and finding online resources about dog behaviour. I also spoke to my vet, spoke to a dog trainer, visited other parks and my local pet shop. Dogs were originally bred for working and not as domestic pets. Different dogs were, and some still are, used for different tasks depending on their physical attributes and behaviour. This is true of dogs used in the police force, including German Shepherds used for crowd control and Spaniels for drug and bomb detections as sniffer dogs with their advanced sense of smell. Outside of specialist areas like the police force, most dogs are kept as pets. Although pet dogs are not used for work, the characteristics that were needed in the past can still be observed. For example, dachshunds were bred to unearth badgers, so they are prone to follow a scent, dig and hunt. Their physical build helps them to do this, as they have long bodies and short stubby legs, which allow them to manoeuvre easily in badger sets. Once a dachshund had caught the badger, it would shake its head rapidly in order to kill the badger. This can still be seen with my dog, who displays the same behaviour when playing with its toy. Another example is the boxer, which was bred for hunting bears and boar. They are very energetic, boisterous and powerful, therefore they can hunt prey without tiring. There are 7 different groups that cover the hundreds of breeds of dogs that are in existence. Each of these groups has a general set of characteristics. These characteristics have been maintained over the years through selective breeding. Once you've selected a suitable breed of dog to live with your family, it is important to provide the right foundation and training to have a happy pet. From my research into the subjects, the actions of a dog's owner during the puppy stage will affect their behaviour throughout the dog's life. It's important to get your dog used to the other dogs, human beings of all ages, and various things like buses, whilst in an environment that your dog feels safe. It is advised that this takes place when a puppy is between 8 and 16 weeks old. By the time they are 4 months, a puppy should learn to accept being patted by strangers, meeting other dogs, and being handled by vets or groomers. This is in order to stop the potential that the dog. This is in order to stop the dog potentially developing anxiety towards certain objects and animals when they reach adulthood. My sound isn't coming through.
I think it was. Try it again.
It won't come through
Yes.
like. It was just coming through the computer.
Okay, because there's no overhead cable. It's been taken out. Ah, just a second. It's right there. It's right behind you.
No, the one, black one. No, you did. At the end.
Pushing the first one. No, the other one. Okay.
It's not mine. Owners have a responsibility to make their dog feel safe, as it will prevent unwanted bad behaviour. Gwen Bailey states, ensuring that your dog feels safe and protected, it is important because this prevents him learning to be aggressive and showing other unwanted behaviours that are associated with fear and anxiety. Gwen Bailey also suggested that a dog's owners must give their puppy enough time and attention to make a strong bond. With this, a dog can develop frantic attention-seeking behaviour or may become withdrawn. It is also important to make sure your dog is physically happy and healthy, as poor health can also affect their behaviour. One of the main things to keep an eye on is your dog's weight. When a dog is overweight, it puts pressure on their back and limbs and will also restrict their movement. After discussion with my vet, we have to be particularly careful with the weight of my dogs, as they are prone to back problems. Healthy weight reduces the risk. Excess weight can cause multiple problems and illnesses for your dog, such as arthritis and diabetes. If diabetes is left untreated, it can affect your dog's behaviour by making them weak and they may stop eating. Dogs attract many different parasites due to the things that they eat and drink out on a walk, and also their fur can provide a place for creatures to live. Parasites include fleas that live in dogs' fur and various worms that can inhabit their bodies. These can affect your dog's behaviour by making them irritable through the constant itching, or in serious cases for small dogs, a severe loss of blood, which is dangerous and will make them weak. Worms such as lungworm can be picked up from your dog eating things like snails, slugs and feces. Lungworms thrive in the arteries of the lungs of a dog and can cause internal bleeding. In fact, when my dog Lily was a puppy, she got lungworm and stopped eating and was very weak. It is therefore important to protect your dog, especially as a puppy, against parasites through tablets from the vet. In the reading I did on dog behaviour, there is a lot written about the pack mentality that dogs have. Dogs naturally live in packs, within which each dog has its role and there is a leader. Many dog behaviourists believe that in order to have a well-behaved and happy dog, the owner should make sure that they are the leader of the pack. By a dog viewing you as the leader, it is believed that they will show a great willingness to please you and learn from you. If your dog thinks you are the leader, they will want to make all of their own decisions, meaning that they will not obey requests and be out of control. Not only would this be hard to live with, but also it's not safe in society to have an out-of-control dog. In order to be the pack leader, it does not mean the owner should bully their pack in order to have authority, but instead they should secure their position through being the protector. The pack leader displays this in 4 ways: by keeping the pack safe, by having control of the resources, by being good communicators, and they are able to win contests and challenges by standing their ground. The main thing is to constantly make your dog feel safe. My research has shown me that there are multiple factors that can affect dog behaviour. These factors include the characteristics that they are born with, because their health, their breed, their experiences during their puppy stage and their relationship with their owner. Overall, I think that the most important factor that can affect a dog's behaviour is the treatment that humans give them. I think this because the wrong human behaviour towards a dog can affect it through its whole life. Owners should be responsible by looking after the physical and mental health of their dog. Thank you for watching my presentation. I hope you found it as interesting as much as I enjoyed researching it. If you have any questions, I'll try and answer them now.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm curious, so through your research, how has it changed your behaviour and your interaction with your own dogs?
A lot, but obviously my main factor was through the puppy stage, so maybe we got another puppy, maybe it would help me a lot more.
Okay, specifically in what way would you do things differently?
maybe going out on walks, especially that I looked into Barbara Woodhouse, which I didn't actually put that in.
Right.
I was looking through that as well, so that would help. I'm not sure, like, yeah, to be a good leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, to help interact.
And I suppose you probably consider your behaviour around it
Yeah.
more. So
Yeah.
That's good. I was also curious, I mean, it's been proved that some pedigree dogs aren't as healthy as, say, a mongrel, because they've obviously been bred for extreme characteristics. You know, you've got the droopy eyes of Basset hounds, Scottish noses of bulldogs. What's your opinion on people breeding these dogs that aren't going to be as healthy as maybe a crossbreed or a mongrel?
What, selective breeding?
Yeah.
Well, not. It's fine if they're not forcing them into breeding, but I'm not. Yeah.
Did you have any decision in terms of the dogs you get? Did you choose a specific dog?
Yeah, the wire-haired Dachshund, especially. Well, obviously, in one of the videos, which wasn't working, she was saying one of the questions was, what advice would you give to a family choosing a dog? And she was saying, if you don't want slobber, hair all over the house, that's what we went with the Dachshund, really. And my mum had one when she was a kid.
Okay. You talked about, you know, the owner having this responsibility to look after their pets. What about bad owners and then dogs? Is there any potential for rehabilitating dogs who have been mistreated?
Yeah, definitely, because being the owner, it's like having a baby, if you inflict bad behaviour on them, they're obviously going to...
Okay, because you did say there was sort of a window in which they had to learn certain things. Does that mean if the dog hasn't learned that, then
it's
it
quite
can't?
hard after that age.
So it's just hard, but not impossible.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Right. Any other questions?
I was just curious, what was in the video clip that we
Oh, there were
see?
some questions I asked. She was a kennel owner and dog training specialist.
Right.
And I was asking questions like, what advice would you give to a family who want a dog? The other one was...
What did she say? What was the response?
Oh, it was about the slobber, the hair.
Sorry, that's
and then there was... I can't remember what she exactly said.
But what other questions were you curious to ask, though?
Oh, the other question was... how can the human act affect the dog's behaviour? And discussing how weight and food choice can affect a dog's behaviour as well.
Okay.
I wrote down, do you think all dog owners should be forced to go to some sort of dog training class? Or
Yeah, definitely. Because it's quite hard to do it on your own, and I actually went to the classes for my dogs, and we didn't have a clue of what we were doing before we went to that, so
they're really useful.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think that some people, when should people not own pets or own dogs? Or in what circumstances would you say, oh, definitely, you shouldn't have a dog?
Well, I would say definitely in the centre of London people shouldn't have dogs, because obviously there's not much grassy areas around there. But obviously they still do. And definitely if people don't have the wages and salary, because dog food, like worming, I can't remember what it is, but you have to put it in the back of their neck, but that's really expensive. That's what you have to do every month.
Okay. What about time? So if I work full time, would you say?
Definitely in a day you should only be away from the dog 2 hours.
Okay.
I would say, personally. Can't have one then.
Okay, right. Okay. Well, that's in this.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.